Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with more boxing news. And of course, there's speculation going around right now that Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather are in talks for a rematch. Now, their last match was in 2015, towards the end of both of the fighters' primes, but they're talking about doing another fight next year on Netflix, which is kind of seems like a conflict already because Floyd has a fight in the spring schedule with Mike Tyson. So if Pacquiao and Mayweather do fight a second time, it won't be until next fall or next winter, which both fighters next year will be 48 and 49. Pacquiao will be 48 next year, and then Mayweather will be 49 next year. So these fighters will be even more seasoned or more towards the end of their prime or pretty much out of it. Um, but I'm pretty sure I'm thinking what most people are thinking about this fight, which it appears to just be a money grab because there's not much information about it. But I doubt if this fight will be a sanctioned fight that counts on your official record. Now, if it's up to Pacquiao, I'm pretty sure he would want it to be sanctioned so it can go on his record. But I'm pretty sure Floyd Mayweather doesn't want to touch that 50 and 0. So I think that, well, we pretty much know this is for the money. This is for financial services rendered, as they say, because it just doesn't make much sense in the terms of legacy wise. Because for Mayweather to take a L at age 49 when he's been inactive since 2017, pretty much. The last time he fought, and he fought Conor McGregor, who was an MMA fighter. So it doesn't make much sense for him, especially knowing how special that 50 and 0 is for him and having a zero on his record book. Um, it just wouldn't make sense, I think, from the Mayweather standpoint. And then another reason for the Mayweather standpoint, I think it doesn't make sense except for financial, is because of the simple fact of this would be on Netflix. So it would more than likely be free to watch if you have a Netflix subscription. And we know Mayweather is the pay per view king. He usually makes his money off the ticket sales and off the pay per views. But this time he would just be getting a bag strictly from Netflix, which would be a set amount. I'm pretty sure there might be a back end on it, but for the most part, I just would never thought I'd see the day that he would be fighting without a pay per view attached to it because that's additional money that's just going to the wayside. So but like I said, if it's about the money and he gets get guaranteed back, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to take anything less than 100 million, especially since Tank Davis is getting 1 million for fighting one of the Paul brothers. It only makes sense for him to get more than 100 million because of the attraction that he will be able to bring. And we know that he can bring the fans because of he know how to sell a fight. Pacquiao might not be able to sell the fight, but he can sell the fight off just his name. But Mayweather is about his name and just the way he can market things and advertise things, and we know he's a draw. So I believe he still can do that to some degree, but for the most part, I don't see this fight being a classic fight or a fight that is going to go down in the record books or a fight that people's going to look back and say, "Oh man, they still had it." Um, the first fight in 2015 was a little bit underwhelming because it was later in their careers. There was a lot of different things going on. Pacquiao had the shoulder injury, allegedly before the fight. Mayweather did a lot of grabbing on Pacquiao paws. So it wasn't really the fight that we expected back in 2015. So fast forward to 10 or 11 years later, it should be even worse. So I'm not expecting much out of this fight. I will be still watching the fight because it's two legacy fighters. And of course, the legacy fighters are always going to bring the attention, and it's free. Don't have to spend any additional money because of the Netflix account. But as I said before, Mayweather hasn't fought since 2017 officially. That's a sanctioned fight. He's been doing exhibitions and stuff, but Pacquiao has only fought two official fights in the last 5 years. So they've been very inactive as far as fighting legit fighters and fighting for sanctioned fights and fights that actually count. So to gear up for this would be something different, especially if it's going on their official record. So I don't expect that at all. But this is what boxing is coming down to: is legacy fighters. fighters who we once knew and loved coming back, like a Mike Tyson. Mayweather's doing it all the time, of course. Then you have Roy Jones Jr. Everybody's just trying to get the bag, and it's about celebrities fighting, like the Paul brothers and Nate Robinson and any other boxer you want. I mean, celebrity you want to think about, go out. And when they have discrepancies now, it's like, all right, let's go fight in the ring and put it on pay per view or sell it to somebody. This is what boxing has turned into, unfortunately, and it's kind of sad to see, especially growing up watching the pure fighters. So now you have to watch fighters like in MMA, like the Francis Ngannou guy, Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor, and everybody's getting their bags and leaving, and boxing is just left with whatever it's left with. You know, it's only a handful of fighters that are still great right now, and all of those fighters, some of those fighters are talking about retiring, like the Tank Davises and the Terrence Crawfords, and Alvarez has a lot of tread on the tire now. He's getting toward the end of his career, even though he's in his late 30s, but he's fought since he was in his teens, so he's getting that towards the end. Triple G, I just seen he took a job somewhere. Boxing is in a disarray right now. So most of the fighters that we knew and loved are at the back end of their careers or already making their plan out to get their last paydays and get out. So boxing has a long way to go, and hopefully it can retool. But this Mayweather fight and Pacquiao is not it. But I'll definitely watch it because of the hoopla surrounding it, the hatred that or the relationship that these guys have for each other, and I know it'll be a spectacle, but it won't be nothing more than that. So, tell me your thoughts on the Mayweather Pacquiao 2 fight possibly happening. And until next time, I'll see you next time.